Good morning, Judy from Thistledew Creations with another scrap video. This one's maybe a little unique, I'm not sure. First of all, this is something that Brenda Clark kind of challenged me to do, tagged me in this hashtag give a scrap. Brenda Clark is from the Simple Crafter on YouTube, and I guess it was started by Angela, the traveling crafter, who I follow on YouTube as well. And so the hashtag give a scrap will be in the description of this video, and also when I share it on Facebook, I'll include that so that you can look up some of the other videos that have been posted about scrap busting. So this one I have spent some time in front of the television. I had purchased online from a lady down in the States somewhere a bunch of books of Edith Holden themed papers. Actually, here's the cover of it. I gave one or swapped one with my friend Joyce Clark out in Peterborough, and I just sent one in a swap box to another lady that I started swapping with, and I used one myself, I'm still working on it. But one of the things that came in this paper pad was a bunch of die cuts with gold edges. So I pushed all the die cuts out of their frames, and I was left with these pages, which some people would just glue down on their page and put a picture behind each opening, but I didn't really want, that's not the style of journaling that I do. So what I did was one night in front of the television, I started off by taking my small punch and punching out a bunch of hearts wherever I could fit my heart punch out of these corners and places. Then I cut out a bunch of hearts. So those are all the pastel colors. There's some mauve, some blue, and this one's green from around the edges of these pages. And then of course I cut out the butterflies that was one on each page, I believe. So I've cut those with my ripple scissors, which I absolutely love. I got them at a thrift store, so I can't even tell you. They don't have a brand name on them, so I can't even tell you what they are. But when you cut with them, it just looks like it's torn. So I just really love that. And then there was a couple areas where there was more than one bird, so I just left that as a strip with gold on each side. And then I started cutting out the frames, and again, I don't really know for sure what I'll do with the frames. They might just end up going into people's swaps. But some of them I did with my ripple scissors. So this was already cut. This is where the die cut was in there. And then some of them I used normal scissors and did a straighter edge around. I'm not sure if I have the die cuts to show you. I'm just not sure where they ended up. That's not important. They're pretty. You can trust that they're pretty. But anyway, it was these frames that I think a lot of people would consider this page or all of the pages to be garbage, right? It's just what's left over. But I was able to figure out a way to use almost every square millimeter of this leftover scrap piece by cutting these out so that they can be used. I mean, you can just use them to make a pretty collage of shapes. You don't have to put pictures in behind them. But with the gold accent, it's just too pretty not to save that and use it. So we got some square frames with little corners on them. And like I say, these ones I cut out with the square regular scissors. It broke on me, but I can just glue that back together. And, you know, there's all different shapes on the different pages. Some were just squares, rectangles, ovals. And then along the page edges, there was another gold strip. So I used my ripple scissors. And that can just go like along the top of a collage, or could be underlining a sentiment or something. Lots of different ways to use gold detailing. So I just figured, why waste them? And I just did it while I was watching TV. And it's not difficult at all. It's not even that fiddly when you're not trying to cut them out exact. Like, so I'm cutting off to the side of the gold. If I ever wanted to, I could go back in and trim it so that it's just the gold, but I don't think I would use them that way. So I left the little border around it and just kind of eyeballed it. So those are the ones I've already done. And I purposely left one page so that I could do a little video and show you just how easy it is, really. And I think my preference is the ripple scissors. I don't think I need to show you how to do the punch. Maybe I do, but all I'm doing is staying just off the edge of the gold. Coming around the corner. It'll be interesting to see how I do end up using these, because it's generally not my style, but I can step out of my comfort zone and do something different. So that's a nice little frame ready to use. And there's another little tiny scrap with a green leaf on it that I'll put in my scrap bin. And I'll do one with the straight scissors just so you can see. Stay a little bit away from the gold. Just try to stay even, follow the curve. And that I curved a little bit too much at the very end there. I can see it already, so I'm going to correct it. The only issue that I have with doing this in front of the television is if I need to see something up close, I have to take my glasses off, and then I can't see the television. So that can be problematic for me, but overall, it's something I can do in front of the television. Now I'm soon going to be switching to crafting out on the porch, where we sit in the evenings during the summer, at least in good weather. And this is something that you could certainly do sitting outside as well. You don't have to be watching TV. It's not something I would generally sit at my craft table and do. I'm just doing it for you because I wanted to make the video to share another scrap idea. Always trying to find ways to use something that would normally be thrown away. Not that I'm some big environmentalist, but I was raised in the 70s to not litter, and now we're right into recycling in Ontario. So that's what I love about this craft, is that you're keeping some things out of the garbage, even out of the recycling, reusing it instead of recycling it. I think that's all a good thing. So that's easy enough to do too, just with a few little snips. Now these little pieces I won't keep, but something like that I will. And something like this, they make good little accent strips in collages. I certainly fussy cut around the butterfly, and I tend to do those with the ripples. And I'll go straight across the top, and I just cut that gold frame, but I have plenty. And then leave those antennae to cut out later, because if you try to cut them now when you're not going to use it, they could easily get bent or broken off before you get a chance to use it. So I usually leave them and cut them out when I'm going to use it. And then I can do these little snips here. And pull those out. Oops. So that goes in. Oh, probably take those out and put them in my butterfly box. But even the circles, I don't find that difficult. I've kind of learned to just relax and follow the curve. And one thing that I do that I don't know if I do it I didn't do it consciously at first, but now I kind of do. I kind of hold my scissors tight away from the circle. I find I'm tempted to, my scissors are tempted to swing in, so I kind of hold them out away from the circle to keep that distance the same all the way around. And just with practice, I've gotten better at doing circles. Because some people, even if they're following something, can't cut a circle to save their lives. And I was one of those people, but I'm getting better at it. It does help to have something like this to follow and practice, for sure. I'll do this one more, and then we'll have, the rest will just go in the scrap bin. Hubby's just come in and it's lunchtime, I think.
What do you mean?
We're working on it.
What's wrong?
Nothing, I'm just filming.
Oh.
I didn't have my sign out, sorry. It's okay, I'm just about done. I'm gonna feature you in a video one of these days. And that one broke, but I can fix it when I glue it down. So these things will go in the scrap bin, either to be punched or just used in collages. The tiny ones I won't keep. These strips I'll keep. And this last frame, even though it's broken, I'll still do it. I'll just do it kind of rough for now because I want to stop for lunch. I'm just glad to have that pad of frames used up. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out #GiveAScrap. And don't forget to check out Brenda Clark's videos and Angela's, the Traveling Crafter and the Simple Crafter. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, but most of all, have a great day and happy crafting.